Hello and welcome to Neverwinter. Today I'm going to show you my quest that I created inside of the Foundry. Now originally I didn't want to make a full-on video about this because I wanted you to experience it for yourself within the game. I still encourage that you do that, but I'm going to go ahead and make this video anyway. Now to find my quest, it's pretty easy. Press your L key when in the game, and then you click over here on Catalog. Once you're at Catalog, you can do a couple things. One, you can click on the best list here, and you can scroll down until you come across Planescape The Skeleton Key, which is right here. Once you click on that, go ahead and click on Ch.1, the Prime Material, and click Accept. Another way that you can find my quests is by searching for the author and typing in Drakeage 2. Once you type that in, just hit search and it will come up and you'll have all the quests there as well. You can also accept the quest line from the campaign, hitting accept there, and it will give you all the quests in order to do. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started here. So Chapter 1 is the Prime Material. It says, taking the first steps into the void can be a daunting task. Not all things are as they appear. This is the prologue to the campaign, and the first step in your journey to Planescape. You are greeted by a young merchant lady in the market square. This quest is presently in beta version 1.24. You can check out the Neverwinter Foundry forums for Planescape The Skeleton Key and find my changelogs there. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Aurica waves you down, trying to get your attention. Hey, hello there. Aren't you Layla Stark, the hero of the bridge? I am, but who are you? She waves her hand dismissively. I am no one important. My name is Aurica. I am just a merchant, not a hero like you. She smiled and went on to say, I was hired to give you this letter. Someone paid me a gold coin to make sure I got it to you. Must be pretty important. Anyway, they told me to tell you to go meet them at their house. Alright, thank you, Aurica. Just go ahead and head on over to this noble's house. Now, I understand and know where everything is because I built this particular quest. As such, I'm going to go ahead and skip my side quests that I've placed because I want you to experience the game or the quest for yourself. These side quests will offer additional insight into the story and give you more breadth of what's going on here. So we'll go ahead and talk to this noblewoman. The noblewoman waves hello to you and smile. Oh good, you came. I was hoping that I would be able to speak with you, Layla Stark. My name is Thiego Silverthorn, and I'm afraid I don't really have much time to explain things. I really need your help, though. Sure, what seems to be the problem? She thought a moment, as if suddenly unsure how to say what she needed to say. After a moment, she continued, I'm not really sure how to say this, so I'm just going to come out and say it, and just say it. You are what is considered a skeleton key. Before you could ask her what she meant, she continued. I'm sure you are aware of portals and how they transport people from one area to another. Well, there are some portals that will take you to places that you cannot even begin to fathom. These portals require keys, and you are such a key. What does that mean? She nodded a little bit and then continued to explain. What it means is that you are born with the ability to activate portals at will. I'm not really sure how to explain how or why you were, but it's the truth. That power, though, comes with a terrible price. There are those that want to use your power for evil, specifically the Lich Karamikos. He wants to travel off of his prime material plane and into the astral plane, where he can cut the silver ties of his enemies. She sighed heavily and said, if he succeeds at this, there will be no afterlife for anyone who has been cut. Karamikos was defeated in the war against King Tienin, but I have a bad feeling that it is not over yet. I want you to go to the city of Tienin and speak with the king. Warn him that Karamikos might still be alive. She nodded with affirmation. The king defeated him before and should know how to do it again. Okay, so who is King Tienin and where is he? I've never heard of him. King Tienin is not even on Faerun. He's on another world called Darwinia. Look, like I said, I don't have much time to explain. She motioned behind you toward the cellar. Come with me. There is a portal down in the crypts that will take you to the city of Tienin. Okay, but I still have some questions. I am sure you do, and I will explain everything in due time. I promise. But the portal will only be open for so long. Come, let us depart. She starts walking downstairs. Alright, you follow her. In this particular part of the chapter, you follow Thiego Silverthorn down to her portal. Though it's taking a lot of trust and a lot of faith in what's going on to do so. I already know where to run, but you can follow her if you'd like. If you do run past her, she'll go ahead and spawn ahead of you. I made this particular part this way because I figured because I can't change the walking speed that Thiego has. I'd like to be able to increase that so she walks faster. As you notice when I'm in here, there's no music or sound effects going on, and that's a known cryptic bug that hopefully they'll fix soon. As you're actually walking down here in the real Foundry, you'll hear the sound of the portal swishing around over here in front of me. So now that I'm here, we talk to Thiego again. Okay, there's the portal that will take you to Tienin. Find out what he did to defeat Karamikos. I still sense his presence is around, and I'm worried that he didn't actually defeat the Lich. She looked worried and genuinely concerned. I promise when you get back I'll explain everything. She then pulls a glowing blue stone from her pocket and hands it to you. Before I forget, take this with you. It will keep you anchored back to Faerun, and will allow you to return home. Don't lose this, or you'll be stuck in Darwinia forever. I will be sure to hold on to it then. I am ready to go. When you are done, I will open the portal again, and you will find it near where you started in the city. She thinks a moment again, and runs her fingers through her red hair. Oh, and I will open the portal in about a half hour. I'm not sure, though, how that translates in time over in Darwinia, but just be there within 30 minutes, okay? Oh, okay. Sounds good. At this point, the player is rather confused as to exactly what's going on, and that's the exact mood that I want the player to be in at this particular point in the story. It's taken a lot of faith, but this is the prologue, and it is meant to basically introduce you to the main characters and the plot line. Now, I've placed several NPCs for you to talk to in here, but in this particular video I'm going to skip them, again because I'm encouraging you to play and experience this particular quest on your own. Each one of these NPCs has a story involved with them, and you can find out what that story is by talking to them here. For example, there's a party goer that you can talk to. There's a bartender you can talk to. There's a peasant beggar that you can talk to and get a little bit more story on the city of Tienin itself. If you don't follow the quest trail and you keep going past it, there's even some more content for you hidden back here in the back. I plan on adding a few more conversation pieces back here in the later versions. But for now, it's pretty much just a few dancing people and a little bit more flavor to the city. There's also some bandits that can come out and attack you. Just common thugs. Oh, hello, Layla Stark. Are you looking for a ride up to the castle? You could use this horse here. Just use the stepping stool to get on. She motions down to the stool in front of the horse. I was, yes, thank you. So now you hop onto the stool and take the horse to Castle Tienin. Now, there's another YouTuber out there that did a really good playthrough of these as well, and I'll put a link to his name in the description below so that you can check out his version as well. He did the side quests, so if you wanted to check those out, you can see them through his perspective. Fealty Janeswell. Hello, Layla Stark. I salute you for your heroic deeds in the north. You are here to see the king? I will let you go on through. With that, she unlocks the door behind her for you. Why, you have some fancy armor. Where did you get it? I forged it myself, actually. She looks at you a little bit confused. You already knew that, though. We fought together in the Lion's Cape, remember? It was only about 3 months ago. I'm sorry. I seem to have forgotten. Well, that figures. With all the glory and fame you have been getting for the battle, it doesn't surprise me. Meanwhile, I'm stuck here guarding the door. I wish I could remember, but I really don't. No trouble. I'll open the door for you. So at this point, the player should be rather confused, as people are recognizing him or her at this particular point in the game, but they don't know any of these particular characters. Again, there's some more conversation pieces here. There's a guard you can talk to. The royal bedrooms are off limits. The guard blocks your path. And it's actually kind of true. You cannot walk back here. I'm going to go ahead and pray. Alright, here's King Tienin. The king looks at you sternly. He then spoke in a gruff voice, that of a commander of many wars. You have a lot of nerve showing your face here, Layla Stark. How do you know my name? The king laughs heartily, and then he points at your face and continued to laugh a moment. Oh, you should have seen the look on your face. It was classic. Come on now, Layla Stark. Surely you know a joke when you hear one. He smiles warmly, and was still laughing a little bit, almost infectiously. How could I forget the hero of the north, huh? You and your men held off the vanguard for nearly 3 days by yourself. You must have me mistaken for somebody else. Now who's the kidder? The king laughs so hard he nearly spills his drink, which you just noticed he had. What is it you want, Layla Stark? More gold? You can have your fill and then some. I'm not here for gold. I came because I need to know how you defeated Karamikos. The king spat out some of his drink and points an angry finger at the ground. Never say that name in my presence again. I will hear none of it. Go get yourself drunk, find a partner, and enjoy the celebration. We won the war, and that's all that matters. He drinks again heavily from the tankard. You notice that just about everyone was drinking at this party. But it's really important. I have from good authority that he might not be defeated. Still alive? Ha! Don't be a fool. I stuck my sword right through that slimy, no-good, rotten piece of filth's heart. Nothing lives through that, not even a lich. Now I will hear nothing more of this. Get out of my face before I stick my sword through your heart too. He was clearly drunk and rather belligerent. he started to look a little bit sick, and before you could ask him what was wrong, he started to vomit. His eyes slowly melted away into hot, white, glowing beads, and you could feel the coldness burning your flesh as he started to decay. He groans and drops the tankard, as did the guards around him. His piercing stare makes your soul shiver with fright as he begins to lumber towards you with the intent to kill you. Panic overwhelms you, and you run. Run away! Run away! Now, most people aren't going to get a chance to really look at this part, because they're going to be running away from the king. So I'm just going to show you some details that I put into this particular cinematic spot, like the benches being thrown off to the side and so forth. Oh no, it's undead Fealty Jainsworth. Oh, I messed that one up. Now, I'm playing as a tank right now, so it's going to take me a lot longer to kill a lot of this stuff than it might take to kill you, for example. And I just got a compliment. So, it looks like everybody in the castle is turned undead. So we are trying to find if there's any other survivors. And here's one. One thing to note about combat is if you look at the reticles of the mobs here in front of me, you'll see this little white, like, half circle and you'll notice that it turns blue when I'm standing in a certain location. Like right now, this soldier has a blue mark. What that means is that I have a combat advantage against that particular mob. That also means that I'm going to be doing bonus damage to that particular mob. And I highly recommend you use as much combat advantages as you can during my quests. Marion Helmsworth. Oh my goddess, what on Darwinia is going on? I was just attacked by undead in the castle. She was shivering with fright. I was just about to ask you what was going on, but I see you don't know either. I don't have a clue what's going on. All of a sudden I heard screaming and fire started breaking out everywhere. We have to get out of here. Oh no, it's too late. Look at the door, they're coming. Save me, she screamed. You turned to fight. Now we're defending the stable from these attacking waves of undead. Again, you'll notice I have a combat advantage against this hull with that blue half circle beneath it. What this is going to do is it's going to give me bonus damage and make it so that he does a little bit less damage to me. Not a severe amount, but it's just the way I particularly respect as a tank. Now the best way to set up a combat advantage is to use your companion after you're level 16 to go ahead and keep your companion between you and, or keep the mob between you and your companion. Oh, my companion's dead. Even though my companion is dead though, they'll still count as a combat advantage. And I imagine that's an unintended bug for right now, and it will be fixed later. My shift key wasn't working while I was just chatting. Now, again, as a tank, combat advantage is actually extremely valuable because it do such little damage compared to the other classes. I could spec myself to be a DPS, and I've seen some Guardian Warriors do some pretty sick damage, but I favor the tank aspect most within dungeons. one of the cool things about the Foundry is that it will level up with you. So as you notice, this Battle Right Commander, for example, is level 35, which is what level I am. If you come in here at level, 5 or whatever, then they will be that level as well. My personal recommendation for my quest, though, is that you're level 10 or higher. Personally, I find that this offers you the greatest challenge and the best reward. I also really recommend, though, being level 16, mainly so that you can have a companion with you when you do my quests. Frightened Marion Helmsworth. She shivers with fright after the battle and was paralyzed with fear. Come on, we have to get out of here. There is still one horse left. You should take it. You are the hero, Layla Stark. I'll be right behind you. She started to try to put the fires out. No, you should come with me. You're right. The barn is lost. I have to get out of here. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. She followed you over to the horse and hopped on before you could. She then quickly galloped away. Why, that no good. Save the overrun guards. They got me. Look, there are still civilians in the city. You have to save them. Get to the captain of the guard. Tell him we need more men. He coughs hard, winces while holding his injured stomach. He shakes his head some, shivers before collapsing to the ground, dead. Now, during this particular part, there's supposed to be screaming and the sounds of fire all throughout the city, but the sounds inside the Foundry are broken right now, unfortunately. Save the party goers. If you find this quest to be too easy at the lower levels, such as, say, level 10 through 30, I recommend coming back and trying it again at level 45 or higher. And you'll find that the challenge significantly increases. I've had to specifically design these encounters with the different levels in mind, because the game gets significantly harder after you pass level 30. Peasant half-elf. The terrified woman was shaking like a leaf on a tree. The captain of the guard just killed all those people trying to flee the city. Why would he do that? It's not safe here. Get out of the city. Use a different exit. Yes, yes, I will do so. She flees. Undead captain of the guard. Now I have a distinct advantage here because I know exactly what the mobs are doing, because I'm the one that placed them here. And now that you've watched this far into the video, you'll know how to fight these fights as well. It doesn't actually make it any less fun for me though, even though I know, how to counter my bosses. It's still entertaining. Quickly, get to the portal. It is about to close. So now we've returned to Thiego's home in the portal chamber. I've placed these tables here because it helps you get rid of the 2 quest items that you acquired during this quest, which you won't need anymore. So you can go ahead and place those there before you talk to Thiego, or if you want, you can talk to Ariel. I'll go ahead and talk to Ariel now. I thought I told you I didn't have time to talk with you, Burke. Get your brain box all rattled while traveling the plains. She was clearly annoyed that you were talking with her again, and her tone dripped with a lack of patience. If you had tried to talk with her before, she said that she didn't have time to talk with you, hence this conversation now. I just had one question if you had time. Fine, what is it? She looks at you as if the words that were about to come out of your mouth had no meaning. Why did everyone know who I was in Darwinia? Not everything in the plains has an explanation, Burke. This one, though, does. There is someone on Darwinia with your same name. They look like you, talk like you, and act like you. Sometimes the prime worlds take on great similarities between each other, even to the point where the people get copied. It's called the rule of three, Clueless. Everything happens in threes in the plains. Chances are there's even a third world with you on it. She shrugs a little bit. If I tried to fill your brain box anymore, it might start leaking all over the floor. Time for you to talk with Thiego. Thiego Silverthorn. Seeing the look on your face, she already began to look worried. From the look on your face, I take it things didn't go so well. Is it as we feared? Is Karamiko still alive? It's worse than that. I think he killed King Tienin. What? How? She asked, startled. I don't know. I think it was something that they were drinking. Oh, this is not good. Did you at least find out how Karamikos was defeated? If we learn how, then we can do it again, only this time make it permanent. The king wouldn't tell me. All he said was that he put his sword through his heart. Oh, this is all my fault. I never should have meddled. The divas told me not to meddle. She started to cry a little bit and shook her head. She truly felt that this was all her fault. I'm sorry. I should not have gotten you involved. I should have just went there myself. Please, you have to forgive me. You're not even sure that she was truly asking for your forgiveness, as her attention was a little bit past you. When you looked behind your shoulder, you saw nothing there, though. You said that if I did this, you would answer some questions of mine? Yes, you're right. You have the right to know. What questions did you have? She asked, as she dried her tears. What did you mean I am a skeleton key? Every portal needs a key to operate. For example, the portal you used down in the chamber was activated with the essence of a wraith. You, though, are special. You act like a key to any portal, simply by being you. She looked genuinely concerned as she explained. This is why Karamikos wants you. If he gets his hands on you, he can use you to open any portal to anywhere he wants, including the astral plane. Well, then why did you send me to Tienin? I needed to know for sure. I'm sorry that I used you as bait. I tried to get Karamikos to come show himself. I never thought that he would have done this to the whole city of Tienin, though. She looked concerned as she looked to you. I know it wasn't very wise of me to do that. I see that now. But you have to believe me that I didn't mean to cause you any harm. I am sworn to protect you. Sworn to protect me? Yes. There's no better way to explain it. I'm what's called an astral diva. You might call it an angel here. I am your guardian angel. My whole purpose for being alive is to make sure that you not only face challenges in life, but also that you live through them to see your destiny. She again looked past you and nodded a little bit before looking back to you again. I can't really explain more than that at this time. That is best saved for another time. I have some things to think about. Could you give me a moment of peace to think through our next step? Ariel will put your reward in the chest by the fireplace. She walked over to the fireplace and began thinking through the day's events. Yes, but I still have some questions. She didn't seem to pay attention, though, so you headed out. So that completes Chapter 1 of Planescape The Skeleton Key. I can't review my own quests, but I highly recommend that you review it after you've played it. I value your feedback like Johnny5 needs his input. Your feedback has helped me make this quest better. For example, the entire castle of Tienin was built based on the suggestion of one of the people that enjoyed this story. I need your feedback to make this story better, so please post it there or on the link that I've provided in the description below to the Neverwinter forums. If you don't have this game, I highly encourage that you get it, as it is rather entertaining and is free of cost. I hope that you've enjoyed this particular dive into the beginning quest of my campaign, and if you want to see more, simply play the game yourself and play through my quests. This has been Drakage2000. This is the Planescape The Skeleton Key, a Foundry quest created by myself, and I'll see you next time.